Lightning Spear. Yes. I agree. Wait, what? No, I don't agree. Catch Flame? How did you guys vote for Lightning Spear over Catch Flame? Are you guys high? Black Blade over Frozen Lightning Spear. Flame fall upon them? Have I not taught you guys enough? What is this? Flame fall upon them is the best projectile spell in the entire game. Why is Black Blade winning? Am I missing something? How does Black Blade win this? Over Frozen Lightning Spear and Flame fall upon them. Why do people like this spell? I gotta do an entire run with the Black Blade. There's absolutely no way. We're gonna do an entire playthrough only using Black Blade. See where it gets us. Maybe I'm the one tripping. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll just do an entire playthrough tomorrow. What's with the community and Pez threads? I don't understand. It's not that good. I don't understand. Discus of Light is way better. I did an entire playthrough with all of these spells. Pez threads by far perform the worst. It's good against like 3 bosses and it's trash against everything else. Another day, another tournament. Today we're doing the Incantations. It is now finished. We did the sorceries, we did the Ashes of War, did the weapons. I don't know what to do next. We'll see. This is just for PvE, by the way. Stoner Garank beating out Dragon Claw and Fire Deadly Sin and Magma Breath. I don't know how Fire's Deadly Sin ended up getting higher than Magma Breath. That thing is just terrible. Even with the glitch, I don't even know if it's better than Magma Breath. Stoner Garank is not better than Dragon Claw. Absolutely not. So, Dragon Claw gets really good hyper armor, really good damage for how much FP that it does use as well. It does get a follow-up input, really solid poise damage. Stoner Garank is kind of very expensive in terms of its stamina cost. And it was honestly one of my least favorite projectiles. I actually think like things like Lightning Spear and Flame Fall Upon them like a lot more than Stoner Garank and Black Flame and Frenzied Burst. So in terms of a projectile attack, it's nice that it does do physical damage, and the fact that it does stagger pretty well, do some decent poise damage is nice, but I think the other ones are just better. Rotten Breath, reading out, I don't know how Placidusax's Ruin ended up getting higher than Bloodboon and Dragonfire. What? How did Placidusax's Ruin, is a PvE list? How? It's way too expensive. You get caught in a very long animation. It doesn't even do that good of damage. Rotten Breath should definitely win this. Bloodboon is actually pretty decent. It's actually like Swarm of Flies, but just a better version. Consumes less FP as well. Dragonfire is pretty decent as well. Like fire attacks are really good, except for Placidusax's Ruin. Don't know how that won. Blood Flame Blade beating out Dragon Ice and Smaragd's Glintstone Breath. I suppose so, yeah. Dragon Ice is probably, honestly, I like Dragon Ice better than Rotten Breath. Rotten Breath got nerfed way too hard. Not too hard, it just got nerfed to like half the status build up. So like, it would take twice as long basically to proc Frost, Scarlet Run or something than it would to proc Frost. So I just prefer to have Dragon Ice in most cases. And it does like magic damage, so you can boost it with things like the magic tier and stuff. A Blood Flame Blade probably is going to win because it just adds more bleed to it, to your weapon. Paired alongside a weapon that already does get innate bleed, it's just a really nice buff and very cheap requirements as well. Beast Claw is actually very underrated. Very underrated. It's actually extremely cheap and does nice damage. Dragon Maw over Blood Flame Talons and Theodorix's Magma. Beast of Constitution is just there, I guess. Yes, Dragon Maw should definitely win. I would actually put Theodorix's Magma above Blood Flame Talons. If you use this spell, it can just destroy so many different things. Like, really quickly as well. Use it against Radagon, it just fucks him up completely. But yeah, Dragon Maw's really nice, though. It's pretty much the same thing as Dragon Claw, but very different situations of what you would use it in. It has, like, a bit more range. It doesn't have a follow-up input, but it still is really nice. X-Sykes Decay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just prefer to have the lesser versions instead. Unless you have, like, a lot of FP. Like in New Game Plus or something like that. Because the lesser versions will just do more total overall damage. Because they consume a lot less FP. But yeah, it's still really nice though. Dragon Incantations are just going to be really good. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear is okay. There's like 3 spells that pretty much work this exact same way. This one's probably like my least favorite of the bunch, not going to lie. Bestial Sling got nerfed too hard. Swarm of Flies is not still cracked. I think you should use Blood Boon instead. Blood Boon does everything that Swarm of Flies does, just way better. Only benefit that Swarm of Flies does is that it does have tracking. But Blood Boon just works way better. It does more damage, does better blood loss build up, and it's cheaper as well. And you can hit multiple enemies at once. So, really good. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike beating out all these, yeah. I mean, the fire-based ones are going to be really good. I actually prefer to have Glintstone Breath over Argahill's Flame because the fire-based Dragon Breaths just do more damage. Or no, the magic-based Dragon Breath do more damage than the fire-based ones. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But they just do. And as I said before, I just prefer to have the lesser versions, the non-named versions, over the named versions. So, Glintstone Breathward, I'll put it a bit higher. But Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike is probably the best spell in the entire game, so it just melts everything really quickly. Borealis' Mist, Grail's Roar. So say for the same reason that I like Dragon Ice, Borealis' Mist does the same thing pretty much. Garang's Beast Claw is absolutely terrible. Like, Beast Claw is just way better. It consumes way less FP, does pretty much the exact same amount of damage, and Garang's Beast Claw consumes so much stamina. Like, an entire stamina bar, basically, every single time they use it. It's really bad. Death Lightning is beyond terrible. It's even worse than Garang's Beast Claw. I don't know how Death Lightning got above Borealis' Mist. That's just terrible. Death Lightning, good luck hitting with it. It can do okay damage, but, like, good luck hitting with it. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, just use this. Don't bother using this one, ever. 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 Even in PvP, I still wouldn't bother using it. Good luck hitting with it. Even the Death Blight build-up is still not even that good. But Grail's Roar is going to win out here because it's a really solid debuff. It makes them do less damage and actually take more damage as well. And it's a good way to clean up kills as well. Still does actually okay damage. But it's really nice to have alongside your Dragon Incantations. Because the only downside is that it is expensive. Moving along. Lightning Strike beat out Crucible Tail. I disagree. Lightning Strike is actually really good though. It probably make the game easier because having a projectile is always going to be better. But Crucible Tail does like really good stagger damage. Like, I mean, really good stagger damage. I'm pretty sure the entire combo does like over 40 stance damage. So it's really nice. But Lightning Strike is actually pretty cool. I like it better than Honed Bolt, honestly. Because you just have more coverage. And against larger enemies, it just melts them pretty quickly. Erd Tree Heal, I guess, is okay. I don't really use healing spells much. I don't really bother. I like health regen spells better because they don't scale off anything. And then Dragon Bolt Blessing is a spell that exists. Moving along. Burno Flame. How did Vike's Dragon Bolt beat out Electrify Armament? How the fuck did that happen? Can I see the comments of this? How did this happen? How did this happen? Is dog water? How the fuck is Dragon Bolt line lost? Yeah, what the fuck is people... What happened here? Oh, where's my shit at? I have to scroll all the way down. Where are we at? Jeez, how many did I do? Okay, Vike's Dragon Bolt should under no circumstance actually be higher than Electrify Armament. Electrify Armament is cheaper, and that's pretty much all you gotta know. It's cheaper FP, cheaper requirements as well, and Vike's Dragon Bolt consumes your body buff as well, and the body buff is just absolutely terrible. And it does roughly the same amount of damage as well. Pretty sure it is the exact same damage. Vike's Dragon Bolt does look cooler, I guess, but... Square Off does the same stance damage as a tail. I think the tail does a bit more, but yeah. Square Off is just broken. Burno Flame is definitely going to win this one, though. I agree. Burno Flame is... Even though I didn't put up my top 10 best incantations, it still is a high S tier. Only reason I didn't is because Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike pretty much works the exact same way, but just better. Obviously, there's some specific differences and certain circumstances where Burno Flame might be better, but even then, Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike all the way. Golden Vow winning. Yeah, I guess. That's fair, I guess. Vortex is coming second. Yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it better than the other ones. It's really solid damage. Good solid total overall damage. I just wish that the Landsax's Glaive and Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear just worked slightly different because they all kind of work the exact same way, honestly. Blackblade over Frozen Lightning Spear. Flamefall upon them? Have I not taught you guys enough? What is this? Flamefall upon them is the best projectile spell in the entire game. Not in the entire game. Best incantation. Projectile incantation in the entire game. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. How did it lose to Frozen Lightning Spear and Blackblade? She does amazing damage. It actually gets boosted with a seal. You can fully charge it. Nice horizontal spread, so it's good at hitting enemies that like to dodge and input read. And even if you hit like one of those balls, it still does like maximum damage. Does more damage than all the other projectiles as well. I don't understand. It probably do more damage than Blackblade unless you go in like a New Game Plus and stuff and that damage over time effect. But like, why is Blackblade winning? Am I missing something? How does Blackblade win this? Over Frozen Lightning Spear and Flamefall upon them. Why do people like this spell? It's slow. It consumes like more FP than these two, I think. And the damage is not even that great. It's holy damage. That damage over time effect is fine, but just use the fucking weapon skill of the Black Knife. It's way more consistent. They do stack, which I guess is a fucking thing, but like, how? How is Blackblade winning this? I gotta do an entire run with the Blackblade. There's absolutely no way. There's no shot. Giant's Flame Take Thee, yeah, I guess. I still would rather have Flamefall upon them, which is the better version of Giant's Flame Take Thee. Because Giant Flame Take is like too expensive in my opinion. But it does have a nice knockback effect. But it's pretty decent. Wrath of the Gold sucks ass. It's way too expensive for PvE. It's more of a PvP spell. Hone's Bolt, yeah, it's cool, but Lightning Strike is just better to have. For PvE, I think I'd rather have Blessing of the Earth Tree over Hone's Bolt. Yes, Catch Flame winning. That is 100% correct. Definitely. I'm surprised it didn't, like, fucking clear. How did people even bother voting for Lansax's Glaive? How? It's not that good. Fortisax's is better. Although I didn't do an entire playthrough using those red lightning incantations, there was some specific uses for this spell, but... Crucible Breath sucks complete ass. Just terrible spell. You get, like, no hyper armor, and you have to, like, force to, like, walk forward every single time that you use it, and it doesn't even do that good of damage. Blessing's Boon is probably better than that. Lightning Spear over Elden Stars. Who the fuck voted for Elden Stars? Who? Show yourselves. This is a weak fucking matchup. Crucible Horns is way better than these two. Lightning Spear does deserve to win here, but Crucible Horns is actually really good. When you fully charge it, it does like send enemies flying. Really good coverage and range as well. I like this spell. This one's nice. And it does get boosted by the Crucible set. Unendurable Frenzy over Black Flame Protection and Flame Clan. Who the fuck voted for Listen to Your Proper Death? 2% of people. 11,000 votes. I don't know the math on that one, but what's that? It's a couple hundred people, right? Not good enough. Yeah, Unendurable Frenzy, I guess, wins this one. By default, it seems like. By default. Although people are going to use Flame Cleanse me more, but Unendurable Frenzy does melt enemies pretty well. Although, like, you can't really spam it over and over again because of that Madness effect. There's probably other AoE types of spells I'd rather use, but it's still nice, though. Flame Gummy Strength, 100%. What? How did Inescapable Frenzy beat Noble Presence? Who voted for this? Who are these people? Who are these people that voted for this? Inescapable Frenzy only works on, like, NPCs in PvE. I don't even know why I even put it on this list. It doesn't even work in PvE. Noble Presence is actually a decent spell. Only 20 FP, you can fully charge it. It can do more damage than all the other Black Flame Incantations. You can pair it alongside the Noble Chest Piece, make it do even more damage. It has really good stagger potential and posture break potential as well. I don't know. And it's a quick animation when you don't fully charge it. So I have no idea why... Whatever, dude. Noble Presence is like my favorite Black Flame Incantation. I don't think it's the best one. I think Scouring Black Flame is better. Speaking of which, how did it lose to Flame of the Frenzy? I have no fucking clue. Scouring Black Flame sometimes can just hit twice and just do twice as much damage and inherently just becomes the best Black Flame spell. But even without that, it's still really good. Nice horizontal spread. It does have some weird hit detection, which I despise about it. But it's still better than Flame of the Frenzy because it has that damage over time effect, so it can just do even way more damage than that. And it's a quicker animation as well, so I have no idea how this one. No idea. It's not bad, but Scouring Black Flame clears. Yeah, terrible. Order's Blade is dog shit water. Just dog water. Terrible. Awful. Doo-doo trash. Next. O-Flame beats out Halashiburi. I guess this is the correct ordering as well. Yeah, O-Flame is really good. I still wouldn't really care to ever use it because Catch Flame exists, which is just a better version. Halashiburi is like a very solid buff. Obviously, it does work as a debuff as well. It makes you take a lot more damage. But, if you can use it, I definitely recommend that you do. But it is a body buff though, so if you're using things that don't do physical or fire damage, then you can use this one. If not, then stick with Flame. Grant me strength. Radagon's Ring of Light is okay, I guess, but it's not. It's kind of mid. It's kind of mid. Longer animation, you get hyper armor. The damage is kind of okay, but like the Discus of Light just is better. Just a better one. Although they're very different uses. Black Flame winning this, yeah, that does make sense. Triple Rings of Light. It's just not as good as Discus of Light. There's just no way, no circumstance where Triple Rings of Light is better. Unless you pair it alongside the Erdtree Great Shield where you can throw it on the ground. Then in that instance, it could be decent, but it's definitely not going to be better than Black Flame. Because, yeah, Black Flame does that percentile damage over time effect. It's a nice projectile. Even though I probably do prefer Scouring Black Flame better because it can just do a lot more damage. But that's still fine. Soldier Flame sucks ass. I don't even know how Immutable Shield even lost to it. Even though I don't really care to use shields ever. But Soldier Flame is just a waste of FP. It is such bad damage. Okay. No. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay. What's with Pest Threads? What's with the community and Pest Threads? I don't understand. It's not that good. I'm just gonna like my own post because I'm cringe like that. It's not that good. I don't understand. Discus of Light is way better. Black Flame Blade is a little bit better. This shit is so mid, bro. I did an entire playthrough with this thing. I did an entire playthrough with all of these spells. Pest Threads by far perform the worst. It's good against like 3 bosses, and it's trash against everything else. Trash. I'm not even mean like actual like decent. I mean trash against everything else. It's not OP. Get the fuck out of here, bro. It's pretty OP against like Elden Beast, Placid Dusax, Fiery Giant. That's it. And even then, I'd rather use Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike against those bosses. No. Absolutely. No. No shot. Discus of Light actually was an easier playthrough until you got to Radagon. But the entire playthrough with Discus of Light is cleared. It is so much better than Pest Threads. Only 3 FP per cast. Goes incredibly far. Does very decent damage as well. Actually gets boosted by a seal. And a helmet as well. Bro, Discus of Light clears 100%. It is holy damage. But like, you know, even against 40% resist enemies, which are a lot in the game, it still performs well. And a Pest Threads is ass, bro. I would never use it, ever. Even though I did use it, like, my last playthrough, I think. I was doing something. What was I doing? I think it was like a randomizer run. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike just does the exact same thing, but better. Just use that one instead. Frenzied Burst. Yes. I agree with this. Frenzied Burst is an amazing sniping spell. Goes incredibly far, does really solid damage as well. You can fully charge it to make it do even more damage. Black Flame Ritual is kind of shit, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't really do as much damage as the other Black Flame Incantations. It's very, like, situational, and it consumes a lot of FP as well, and it has very high requirements. Not too big of a fan of this one, but I guess it's better than Law of Regression and Poison Armament. Who the fuck voted for Law of Regression? Scarlet Aeonia, yeah, I guess that one wins, yeah. Darkness is actually kind of underrated. This is actually a pretty decent assassin-based or stealth-based spell. Because you can just use it. Enemies will just de-aggro. And when enemies are de-aggroed, you just do more damage to them as well. And you can get a backstab and just end up doing like 20% more damage roughly. So you can actually use Darkness like that. And it actually performs pretty well. Actually kind of underrated. But Scarlet Aeonia just like procs Scarlet Rot straight away. And Scarlet Rot's pretty decent, so. It is nice, but yeah, it does consume like 3 whole slots. And the damage isn't like the greatest thing in the world, but you're like, you know what? It just guarantees a Scarlet Rot proc against like almost everything. So it is nice. I think this is the final final game for round 1. 35% damage negation spells beat out Shadow Bait Asset. What a weak lineup. I guess that wins by default because, yeah. But I think it's like only 10 faith requirement and you get 35% damage negation. Like, that's insane. Actually insane. Anyway, round 2. Thank God Pest Threads didn't win this one. I would have been pissed. I'd have been pissed. Rotten Breath, I guess, wins this one, yeah. Dragon Incantations are just, that is clear. Rotten Breath, probably my favorite one, being that I did nerf it. I'd rather have Dragon Ice and the Glintstone Breath as well. But Rotten Breath is still nice. It's a good way to do physical damage as well. But it's like very rarely would you actually proc Scarlet Rot with this thing anymore. Very rarely. You have to use it like twice or 3 times. But yeah, Frenzy Burst definitely better than Pest Threads. Even Giant Flame is better than Pest Threads as well. Get the fuck out of here. Flame Going Strength wins, I guess, by default. I think it like should have separated support Incantations a bit more. O-Flame is actually better than Black Flame and Flame of Frenzy. But I agree with this being last because it's just outclassed by Catch Flame. Even though Flame of Frenzy is outclassed by Unendurable Frenzy. But yeah. Flame Going Strength definitely wins though. Black Flame is nice. It's not my favorite projectile, but it's the fact that you can do damage over time with a projectile is still really good. Consistently as well. With a quick animation. Lightning Spear. Yes. I agree. Wait, what? No, I don't agree. Catch Flame? How did you guys vote for Lightning Spear over Catch Flame? Are you guys high? Who voted? Who is this? And now it's not even close as well. That's more than twice the amount of the votes. Yeah, twice the amount. I'm good at math. What? Catch Flame is so much better. Oh my gosh. Lightning Spear is decent. It's probably not even my favorite projectile to use. But like Catch Flame, it does ridiculous DPS. Like, ridiculous DPS. Now, yeah, you have to be at close range, but like, it's no. This is just no. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's absolutely incorrect. How did... Okay. Golden Vow winning, I guess. That's fair. How did Black Blade beat Bono Flame? What's with Black Blade and Pest Threads? What is wrong with you guys? I have to do an entire playthrough with Black Blade to see what the fuck's going on. Because I already did an entire playthrough with Pest Threads. And that shit's mid. Burner Flame actually absolutely clears Blackblade, even though I think Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike just is the better version. But Burner Flame absolutely clears. Unless you're like in New Game +7, which maybe Blackblade is going to be the better option. No, absolutely not. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike is winning this one. Yes, I agree. Why did Stoner Garank... What's with the Stoner Garank? Why did people like this? Why do people like this spell over the Grail's Roar and Dragon Maw? What? Blackblade overrated? I mean, clearly. I mean, I have to use it. We have to do a playthrough with it. We're going to do an entire playthrough only using Blackblade. See where it gets us. Maybe I'm the one tripping. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But yeah, Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike wins this one 100%. Game 6 of round 2. This is for the final game. Blood Flame Blade beating out X-Ike's Decay and Scarlet Aeonia, I suppose. Once again, like, this is not even my favorite dragon incantation. They got nerfed, so I just prefer the other ones. But if you had something like Dragon Eyes, I'd probably prefer it over Blood Flame Blade. But Blood Flame Blade they're still really good. Still really good, because if you just have, like, a Keen infused katana or, like, any bleed weapon and have it Keen or Heavy infused and just chuck Blood Flame Blade on there, you just benefit greatly, because the bleed is obviously really nice. And you can pair it alongside things like the Blood Excitation and the White Mask and bleed even quicker, which is really nice. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike beats out... Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike is probably the best spell in the entire game. It just melts everything. Everything. Doesn't matter what size there are. It's extremely good. Okay. Golden Vow beat out... Lightning Spear and Blood Flame Blade? Yeah, I guess that's fine. I don't know how. I'd rather have Blood Flame Blade over Lightning Spear, I'm not going to lie. Lightning Spear is not even my favorite projectile incantation. Flameful Upon Them is the better one. Lightning Spear is pretty more consistent and easier to use because it's very quick. And faster travel speed. But like Flameful Upon Them can go further because you can like free aim it and just yeet that bitch. Does more damage. Better at hitting enemies like to input read and dodge and move around, but yeah. I'm not mad that it made it this far ahead. Not mad. Anyway, for the grand final, I separated the support incantations and the offensive incantations. So even though these ones lost, I think, but yeah, Golden Vow ended up beating out Flame Growing Strength, which I guess is... I actually probably don't agree. I think Flame Growing Strength is better. Golden Vow, because if you're talking about Golden Vow including the Ash of War, then maybe because of like no requirements. But you have to go to 25 Faith, whereas this thing is just 15 Faith. And it's 20% more fire and physical damage, which you can benefit in almost every single build. And also spell, I made the fucking list. By comparing it to the spell that does 15% more damage and 15% more damage negation, it is one slot, yeah. They're both one slot. No, Golden Vow is one slot. Yeah, but 25 Faith requirement though. It's still really good because 15% more damage and damage negation is nice. And it does last a minute and 45 seconds, whereas Flame Growing Strength lasts 30 seconds. Or is it a minute 30 seconds? It lasts like about a minute longer. So I'm not mad at it. I mean, they're both really good. In terms of like maximizing your damage, then Flame Growing Strength is better. And it's probably the quicker animation as well, so you probably could use it in the middle of the fight. What's the FP cost? I forget. It's not that much different though. Actually, I think it's twice the amount. I lie. Like, they're both different. You use them together. Like, you use them together. Because one's a aura buff, one's a body buff. One can boost like your allies as well, you know? It's not that important because you only use it one time anyway. So it's not that important. If you were to like, you know, use it a bunch, then I guess FP cost is more important. But being that it's only one time use, you just use it one time and that's it. For the boss fight, then it's fine. But even if it's twice as much, being that it lasts more than twice the amount of time, you know? But you use them together. You use them together. They're both really good. I don't know. I'm not mad at Golden Vow winning. Not mad at that. But you just use Flame Growing Strength more because it's such a lower requirement. And like any single build that has like physical damage is going to benefit. Anyway... Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. So now I separated the offensive ones for the final. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike beat out Lightning Spear, which beat out Black Blade, which beat out X-Ike's Decay, which I wholeheartedly disagree with this list. The top 4 best spells in the game is Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, Catch Flame, probably just any dragon spell, all the dragon spells, And then the best projectile is Flamefall upon them. Fucking don't add me. Just the best one. So, needless to say, I think a lot of these people's opinions are outdated because they're still voting for things like XX Decay. I don't know how the fuck they like Black Blade and Pest Threads. Those things are absolutely mid spells. Actually, we'll do a playthrough with Black Blade. Actually, probably sometime soon. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll just do an entire playthrough tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, most of these people's opinions are kind of shit. Not gonna lie. That's fine. They did well. They did well. Appreciate them for voting. Anyway, that is that.